Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How are you all doing? Welcome back to some more FIFA 20 career mode. Here today on the channel we have my first official rebuild series. Here today we're going to be rebuilding Salford City. So I've got to say a huge shout out to Jared HD, of course, to start things off. But here today we're going to be doing 5 seasons with Salford City in one video and trying to take them to the very top, the pinnacle of European football, the UEFA Champions League final. So guys, if you like the sound of that, feel free to leave the video a like, subscribe if you're new around here with notifications on. I want to do more rebuilds throughout the year alongside my regular career mode content like my Manchester United and Real Madrid career. So let me know in the comments other sides you would like me to rebuild. So here today we're going to be rebuilding Salford City. I'm going to be sharing with you my journey. So defense wise, I quite like pressure on a heavy touch, and offensive wise I quite like to play with a possession based system. So you're most welcome to pause and have a look at my tactics. I don't particularly change my starting player formations too much. Like the 4-3-3 I really like, but on the left and right of the wings, I quite like my players to cut inside and play within the lines. So attacking midfield, defense, I quite like to leave it as default. So here is my shortlist, guys. These are some of the players I'm going to try and sign throughout this series. Greenwood, Chong, Gomez on the list from United. I want to have sort of a Manchester United sort of flavour to this series. Players that are currently linked and formerly with the club. Haaland, of course, from Salzburg, and then Januzaj, McNeil, both former Manchester United players. But to start things off, we signed T.Ith Chong, the Dutchman from Manchester United. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to allow him to leave for £2.5 million. 19 years of age, 65 overall. He will be the future of the club. We've also got Gavin Baz, I think that's how you say his name. He's 17 years of age. He's an Irish international, and he's a Manchester City goalkeeper with a huge potential and a link to the city of Manchester. We've got some free agents here as well that I'm sort of eyeing up against. Hopefully we can bring some of them to the club. So we are currently in EFL League 2, and free contract-wise, I've gone out and signed Omar Gaba, the Egyptian, Zawa, the 27-year-old Cameroon striker, and Vinicius, yes, not Vinicius Jr., Vinicius the Hungarian, the centre-back here. So guys, welcome to the first match of today's rebuild. We face Crawley Town at home at Moor Lane. Let's get stuck into them for our first match. Kickoff is underway. Maynard to Whitehead, looking for Zawa. Zawa turns his man. He goes for goal at the edge of the area. It's the newly signed free contract player there, Zawa. And that's something special to curl it past the Crawley Town defence. And we start off our league campaign at home with an amazing goal by a newly signed free player, Zawa. That's a sensational finish right into the top right. And Zawa, the Cameroon international, scores his first goal of the campaign. Crawley on the attack here. The Egyptian Gabba trying to hold it there. Couldn't quite get to it. Trying to clear it out. Crawley start off the scoring here with an amazing goal. Also, I forgot to mention, guys, that all my rebuilds will be on ultimate difficulty throughout the year. Same with my regular career modes. And we gave Crawley an inch, a bit of space, and not too bad. Like, that's an ultimate difficulty, like 50 rated player finish there. Just bullshit RNG off the crossbar. It's 1-1 against Crawley Town. Crawley trying to build something up here on the break. It's a good ball over the top. Jarvis on loan, trying to hold up for Salford City and create a counter-attack. Maynard back to Tau. Zawa in the midfield sees the run of T.Ith Chong and unfortunately gets tackled and creates a counter-attack for Crawley. It's 1-1 just before the 70th minute here. We want to try and get maximum points at home for our first league campaign. The ball comes in on the volley, and unfortunately Crawley Town scored 2 back-to-back goals. Really good finish there. In the end, it was maybe a little bit of poor goalkeeping ability there. It's a good strike. It took a bounce. The goalkeeper should have really tried to recover that there. So after our first match of the season at home, unfortunately we did lose 2-1 to Crawley Town. It's still quite a long way the end of the season, but starting off the series with a 2-1 loss isn't the best thing. But I am slowly but surely learning how to play with this Salford City squad and playing with players that are not in the high-rated 80s and 90s. We've got an away match here today against Plymouth Argyle. Hopefully we can have a better result down in Cornwall. Maynard sees the run of Tieth Chong, holds up well. Chong back centrally to Zawa. Nice 1-2 pass with Tieth Chong with the Ronaldo chop. It's Tieth Chong with a magnificent goal there just before the 34th, looking to bend it. What a beauty for Tieth Chong to curl that around, and he is going to be the star of Salford City. We'll try and sign him on a 5-year contract, so if we do gain automatic promotion all the way up, we'll be able to keep him at the club. Salford City oozing with confidence here after that first Tieth Chong goal here. Zawa back on the ball, sees the run of Whitehead. Whitehead from range puts it all the way over to America. Chong at the other end nearly sneaks that one in. 1-0 up against Plymouth Argyle. We are oozing with confidence. Walker gets a shot at goal, but it wasn't to be. Plymouth managed to clear that one out, and we sneak a 1-goal victory away against Argyle there. Tieth Chong picking up his first goal of the campaign and sealing the victory. Welcome to the third match of today's video. We face Grimsby Town at home. We haven't had the best home record this season, losing 2-1 and then obviously beating Plymouth Argyle away. Hopefully here today we can bring a good home record away. Zawa to Whitehead, a nice little cutback. Tieth Chong on the volley. It's Zawa at the back post to make it 1-0. The Cameroon international loves scoring at home. We just need to hold on to the result and the 3 points. An outstanding finish there. Some nice technical ability. Jarvis on the break. The Lions trying to progress. Whitehead back to Zawa. Keen to score his brace. It's Zawa breaking away. It's 2-0. Zawa scores a brace against Grimsby Town just on the stroke of half-time. A huge morale boost there for Zawa, and I do recommend having a look at my free agent shortlist for your career modes, because I did identify some of the best that were available in my career. Zawa goes for the hat-trick now in the 90th minute, shrugs the defence. It's 3-0 against Grimsby Town. The 67 rated striker, Cameroon international Zawa, scores a hat-trick against Grimsby Town, and this is a sign of better things to come. Grimsby 3-0 down. The travelling fans massively disappointed, but Zawa is on fire here at Moor Lane for the Lions. It's 3-0 with a fantastic finish there. Game, set, match. Looking to get one last attempt on, and that's it. The full-time whistle is blown. Zawa manages to pick up his hat-trick with 5 goal attempts. We go away here to Northampton Town to face them here today at Court Lane. Now, interestingly enough, in their starting 11, they have the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend, Scotty Pollock is going to be playing in midfield. Maybe we could try and pick him up for our side. Jarvis on the counter-attack here now. Does get closed down quite quickly, but he's comfortable enough to go for goal. And in Season 1, we're putting a nice sort of string of results. Jarvis, the loanee from the loanee to Salford City, makes it 1-0 there to start things off against Northampton Town. Whitehead now sees Walker on the overlap. Walker charging forward there, looking for Zawa. And of course, Towell. It's Towell, and he gets tackled in the box. Northampton Town have given away a penalty just before the 24th here. We have our first penalty attempt for the season. And who's sort of our best designated penalty kick taker? Towell, he drew it. Jarvis, he scored 2. Seeing Towell drew it, we'll let him step up. Hammer it just to the left. Towel steps up, and he slots the goal with a really nice finish there. We're 2-0 up against Northampton Town just before the 25th. The Lions go through with a 2-0 away cushion, celebrating with the bench there. So we are slowly but surely getting better with this Salford City squad. We're slowly blooding in our new signings of Tiath Chong and our goalkeeper and our free contract players. But Richie Town, obviously was signed under the previous regime, is absolutely on fire here today. After getting that first goal, has scored an absolute ranger from the just outside, 35 yards out, just outside the box here, just before the 35th minute. A wonder goal, inch perfect there. Tao oozing with confidence going forward, and Salford City as well takes a nice touch and slams it into the top left there, running away from him, scoring his 4th goal of the EFL League. Northampton Town determined to get back into this one. Oliver on the break continues to push, and our clean sheet is smashed in the second half. Just before the 50th minute there, Northampton Town managed to break Bazu, or whatever his name is, clean sheet. Jarvis, Whitehead to Zawa, looking to score more goals here. Zawa in acres of space goes for goal. 4-1 up against Northampton Town here. We are running away with the victory against Scotty, the former #United boy. Zawa there nearly puts the nail in the coffin. Jarvis now, we're just running away with the league and Northampton Town. Jarvis looking for the ball inside, calmly cuts back. Zawa on the scissor kick just before the 62nd. It's a stunning goal for the Cameroon International, and that is total football there by Salford City. We are looking likely every single match to be automatically promoted from the league this season. If we can get automatic promotions back to back to back within 5 seasons, we can be in the UEFA Champions League final. Zawa scoring his 6th goal of the competition. Zawa receives an amazing ball here, a perfect first touch, still somehow remains possession. Whitehead there. Jarvis at the end of the box. Maynard to make it 6-1 just before the 79th there, and we are absolutely decimating Northampton Town here today. The Lions are at the gates away against Northampton Town. Another breakaway here. Zawa, the number 9, turns the defence. He takes 2 with him. Zawa, blistering away with pace, has a 3-on-2 opportunity here. And Jarvis with the sweaty goal makes it 7-1. Yes, Salford City are 7-1 up against Northampton Town just before the 86th minute. That is going to massively increase our goal difference if it does go to that, if we draw on points. So at the moment, automatic qualification is looking likely every single day. We started off shaky, only picking up a 1-goal victory against Plymouth Argyle and then a 2-1 loss to Crawley. Now this is the big test. We have been drawn in the Caribou Cup 4th round against the Premier League side Burnley. Let's get stuck into them here today. They are playing a very strong squad here. They've signed Raphael, the former Manchester United player. They have Nick Pope in goal, Ben Mee, Gibson, Peters in the defence, Westford, Drinkwater in the midfield, Chris Wood and Rodriguez on the left-hand side. So after decimating Northampton midweek, we have a chance here to maybe knock out Burnley out of the FA Cup, Caribou Cup rather, 4th round. If I can go on a cup run this season, I want to try and pick up as much pieces of silverware throughout this Salford City career The main objective is to try and win the Premier League as quick as possible and try and win the UEFA Champions League. Burnley on the attack here. They're not sitting back and they're still trying to hoof long balls over the top, but it's a sloppy piece of defensive display to allow the Kiwi Chris Wood to charge forward there just before the 27th minute, going to celebrate with the defence. Or the bench, rather. You stopped at the last minute. Okay, I thought he was going to celebrate with the bench and Sean Dyche. Okay, Chris Wood, just before the 27th minute, we concede his first Caribou Cup goal. And Burnley currently at the moment are running through us like a hot knife through butter. Drinkwater there. Looks like Messi turns the defence and hammers it past Salford City. The Lions go 2-0 down away in Burnley just before the 36th minute there. But we are not down and out for the count. We have victory and glory and success in our veins. We're going to charge forward there. Whitehead to Zauer. Sees a good run over the top there. Plays it to Jarvis, who hits it first time, but he keeps on running through the Burnley defence and goalkeeper courageously there. Jarvis relentless to get that goal. Cool, calm and collected. Doesn't give up. Doesn't relent. And he's rewarded with the goal there against Burnley. We're still not down and out for this match. 2-1 down is the scoreline. And that's how it ended, unfortunately. He put in a really good performance against Burnley, picking up a goal. But after one full season in the EFL League 2, we managed to finish second and gain automatic promotion with Colchester. And it does look like Cambridge United are in that sort of relegation zone. Grimsby finished in 5th, Stevenage finished in 4th, and looking at the FA Cup and the Caribou, Newcastle United won on penalties, which is really interesting against Stoke. But we have gained automatic promotions straight up. We're going one league above. In the Champions League, Spurs, Bayern Munich play. Looks like Man United are in the semis. So after 46 games, we finish on 88 points. Zauer, our free contract player, scored 12 goals. Jarvis with 12. Tao with 15. Tieth Chong in his first season picks up 10 goals and 5 assists. You're most welcome to pause and have a look at the players' in-depth stats. So now we are in the EFL League 1 with the likes of Bolton, Barnsley and Blackpool here today in Season 2. Hopefully we can gain automatic promotion. I've gotten used to this team a little bit more with one season under my belt. We currently have £3 million in the bank. We are going to make some transfers where we can, but we're not going to have to rely too much on pre-contract players this time around and free players. So Greenwood, we're currently negotiating with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for his services, and it looks like the deal's going to go through. Mason Greenwood will be joining the Lions for £2.3 million, and he is our newly signed striker going forward, giving some reinforcements there for Zauer up front. Mason Greenwood, along with Tieth Chong, we want to try and create a forward line for the future. 6'2", 18 years of age, 70 overall now, is worth 3.3. We've picked him up on a really good deal of £2.3 million. We've also brought in James Gardner there from Manchester United. Unfortunately, we couldn't get Gomez. However, we've had a massive piece of shrewd transfer negotiations. Chelsea, unlike in real life, Tammy Abrahams has had a rough season for Chelsea. And in Season 2, they've made the decision to loan him out. We've negotiated with the Chelsea club at Stamford Bridge. And yeah, they were, interestingly enough, inclined to allow Tammy Abrahams for Season 2 to come on loan to Salford City. So we've got further reinforcement here. We're going to have to sort of tweak the squad somewhat. I wanted Zauer and Greenwood to lead the line. However, Tammy Abraham in Season 2, 78 rated in the EFL League 1, is going to be leading the line for Salford City. We've also got some loanees coming in as well. Garcia from Manchester City. Still playing that 4-3-3. So we've got Chong, Tammy Abraham, Mason Bolton, Greenwood, Whitehead, Tau, and Garcia in the starting 11. So, guys, welcome to the first match of today's season. We face Sunderland away at the Stadium of Light in our second season there. A good ball comes in, Sunderland clear, but it's crazy that we are playing against Sunderland in the league. How far their stock has fallen. Gardner back on the ball, Whitehead now to Tau. Tammy Abraham turns his man and scores! It's Tammy Abraham! In real life, the England striker has had an amazing season for Chelsea under Frank Lampard's Chelsea, but in this career his stock has fallen quite a bit and was able to be loaned out to us. I can't recommend, especially if you're doing a road to glory rebuilding journey like I am, try and look for Premier League, La Liga and Serie A players who are top quality and have been put on the loan list, because at the end of the day, if Tammy Abrahams can drag us to automatic promotion this season against the likes of Sunderland, against the likes of Bolton, it's going to be a worldwide investment rather than giving goals to like Greenwood, because it's a pretty hard task. Overall, rating-wise and star-wise, there are a lot of better quality teams in my opinion. King on the break here for Bolton, and they start things off with a sweaty goal just before the 6th. Bolton go 1-0 up against the travelling Lions fans there. Eddie Brown makes it 1-0. Determined to try and get back into this match, sitting on the break and counter-attack. Vinicius, the Hungarian free contract goalkeeper. Free agent comes in, and Tammy Abrahams, he is cutting through this league's defence like a hot knife through by a 1-1 just before the 44th. He's like carving a cake at the edge of the area there. Takes a touch, continues to go, hits it with his left right into the bottom right there. Tammy Abraham, will he be the man, the myth, the legend of Salford City? Hopefully they can try and sign him next year on a big contract. 1-1 is the scoreline. Tau trying to create something here, only as far as low. Buckley to Graham, but we've managed to intercept here. Tammy Abrahams finds T.Th. Chong on the break. It's T.Th. Chong for Salford City. He unselfishly tramps to Whitehead, and we want to try and keep some of the Salford City core at the club, like Whitehead, like Tau, because we just can't afford to replace all of them, only getting £3 million roughly per season until we get that TV money. But T.Th. Chong finds the Salford City player there. It's 2-1 away against Bolton. Even Bolton would be a really cool sort of side to rebuild potentially as well. T.Th. Chong determined to get Salford City another goal. Tammy Abraham to Whitehead. There's a good tackle in there, but a counter-attack has been created here. Graham to Buckley. A good ball there to Bundu. And it's Bolton on the break to make it 2-2. Hall brings it back for Bolton just before the 82nd. A small lapse of concentration on ultimate difficulty has punished us here. We can't rely on our high 80 to 90 rated goalkeeper there. And that's how it finished. A 2-2 draw against Bolton. So after one full season here in the EFL League 1, we've gained automatic promotion there on 90 points, along with Colchester. They've managed to chase us all the way as well. Sunderland finishing in 16th, Bolton 3rd, Luton in 4th, United win the FA Cup, Birmingham win the Caribou Cup. What else? Sort of there, Luton in 5th. Tammy Abraham, after one full season at the club, scored 17 goals in 41 fixtures. Got a +3 overall. Garcia's gone up in stats. Greenwood's gone up a +3. James Gardner was a really good acquisition, going up a +4, along with T.Th. Chong. Gavin there, going up to a 68 overall. Vinicius and Zawa. Zawa did have to drop off a bit just because of the amount of strikers we signed. So Tammy Abrahams this season scored 24 goals and 9 assists in Season 2. Chong with 14 goals and 10 assists. Walker up there as well. Okay, guys, welcome to Season 3 of the Salford City rebuild. We are currently in the Championship with the likes of Leeds, Hull, Fulham, Blackburn Rovers, Bolton, Birmingham City up there, Bristol, Cardiff, Colchester chasing us all the way, which is really interesting. Colchester have stuck right through with us. Stoke City, Swansea there as well, as we are in the Championship. our finances have gone slightly up as well. And here is the current starting 11. Unfortunately, it does look like Tammy Abrahams won't be coming back for Season 3, which is a bit of a shame. Looks like Chelsea want to try and keep the star. However, our transfer budget has doubled to about £7 million. And we're going to start off with our first transfer of Joseph Willock for £5 million from Arsenal. The 21 years of age, 73 rated central midfielder. He's got really good stamina, so he'll be able to play a lot of fixtures in the league. We're trying to negotiate for Tammy Abrahams, but he's just sort of shot up in stats. He's shot up like a 3 or 4 stats. He's 81 rated now. We've also had to go out and try and sign some loanees as we spent the majority of our cash on Willock, Saka, Gomez, Barlow, Gilmore, all coming in as loanee reinforcements. Billy Gilmore coming in from Chelsea, Ethan Hamilton from United as well, Busquets, 22 years of age, Barcelona midfielder, and we're bringing in a couple of Barcelona and Real Madrid loanees. We're just trying to find youngsters that are hungry, determined to earn their place back at their previous club. That will give us some added squad depth so we don't have to sort of break the bank too much to try and gain automatic promotion to the Premier League. Because if we can get that Premier League TV deal money, it will be all worth it. So striker-wise, with the injury of Mason Greenwood here, we're looking a little bit light up front. We managed to sign Saka from Arsenal, of course, 73 rated now. But Tammy Abrahams, we would have loved to have Tammy in the Championship, not sort of the league below. So it's going to be interesting to see how much we drop off without 24 goals a season, Tammy Abraham. We're coming up against Fulham here at Moor Lane. We host Fulham. They've still got the likes of Ryan Sessegnon, Taylor there up front. Ryan Sessegnon trying to find an incisive pass for Fulham. We're trying to play it out from the back. It's a good header there from Willock to find Tieth Chong. The other Willock was on the books at Manchester United at one point, but Fulham here on the break. Max Gradle, they still retain a small amount of that former Premier League side there, but it's Taylor there to make it 1-0 in the second half, just before the 62nd, and already there is a bit of a gulf in class between the two sides there, and unfortunately on the first match of the season, Fulham managed to smash us out there with a 1-goal defeat. We face and host Salford City at home here today, and hopefully we can have a better result than we did have against Fulham. Busquets to Gardner, back to Willock, trying to find Greenwood back from his injury now. Willock has opened up a lot of space for Greenwood. Greenwood on the break makes it 1-0 just before the 39th, and he's coming up into that Tammy Abraham role perfectly, scoring his first goal this season for the Lions at Moor Lane. We want to try and build upon our good results and form and try and build a good goal scoring record there at home especially. Ince to Martins. Stoke on the break, still stuck in limbo after 3 seasons in the Championship, but it's Akpom, the former Arsenal man, to bring it back to 1-1 just before the 50th. Arsenal's former player Akpom makes it 1-1 against Salford City. So already we are struggling with the class divide in the Championship, and Stoke are relentless in the final third, continuing to push, continuing to harry, and we can't seem to stop Akpom there with an outstanding finish to beat us there 2-1 just before the 60th. But we're not down and out for the count just yet. We're going to push and try. Willock puts an amazing ball through into Tieth Chong on the break against Collins. Chong, cool, calm and collected, inch perfect, looks to bend it and scores a belter there just before the 22nd, hammering it past the Stoke City goalkeeper. In the dying embers, we've managed to run through the Stoke City defence. Tieth Chong there, scoring his second goal of the campaign. Come on, Salford City! Stoke have one last chance here. Tieth Chong breaks it to Gardner on the break. The Lions charge forward there. Saka, the Arsenal loanee, one-on-one against Collins to get the 3 points. It's Saka, the Arsenal loanee, to make it 3-2 against Stoke City just before the 85th minute there. What a finish. What intelligence to read the pass and hammer it past Collins, who is having an absolute shit show out there. Saka, the loanee, hope we can get him on a permanent deal, and he's clutched the points there, 3-2. After one full season in the Championship, we've gained automatic promotion with 84 points, drawing with Stoke City, but we have the goal difference slightly. Derby as well. Leeds getting into the playoff. Millwall, Huddersfield and Colchester unfortunately get relegated. Cardiff, Leeds, Fulham and Derby in the playoff. But we've gained automatic promotion to the Premier League. And here is the current squad after one full season in the Championship, sorting by overall rating now. Gomez shot up to a 77. Willock's now 77 rated. Saka 77. Greenwood 76. Tieth Chong 74. These loanees came in really well here. Likes of Busquets, Hamilton. They gave us massively needed squad depth. Tieth Chong was our top goal scorer this season with 15 goals, 10 assists. Gomez as well, the loanee from Spain. Whitehead and Armstrong from Season 1 still doing quite well. Zauer picking up 6 goals there. So we've made it after 4 full seasons to the English Premier League. And this is where the party is going to start. We've been given a massive war chest from the board and the TV money as well to build a fighting and competitive Premier League side. To start things off, we went for players that were transfer listed by their respected clubs. Sergio Romero was transfer listed at United, second choice goalkeeper. He's probably going to be our number one. Jack Harris as well was transfer listed by Manchester City. We've managed to pick him up for £9.8 million, the 76 rated left to right side midfielder. Kanga has been listed at the French club there. We managed to pick him up for £3.9 million. He's evaluated at 6.5. A really good piece of transfer there. Dan as well. Ludu, I think that's his name. We managed to pick him up for under £2 million of his evaluation. And we also managed to pick up Adrian as well, the former Premier League proven West Ham United and Liverpool goalkeeper as well. There were a couple of other players that were transfer listed as well. Carlos Blanco, 26 years of age, centre-back for Villarreal. And Sandler from Manchester City as well. We've got some loanees coming in as well. Tabla, Jean, Arp, Gordon, Harrison signing on a permanent deal. And we brought in Manchester City's Dutch centre-back Sandler. We've also got Adrian coming in as well, along with Sergio Romeo. So here is the squad. You're most welcome to pause and have a look at the formation. 4-3-3. Harrison, Chong, Greenwood is going to be playing centre forward here. Willock, Gardner in the midfield. Gabba, the Egyptian free agent, still at the club. Blanco there, 67 rated, coming in from Villarreal. Sandler there, the 75 rated transfer listed Manchester City player. Toure in the left back position. Sergio Romero in goal. Kanga, Adrian, Benicius, Tau in the midfield. So we're still remaining a lot of the core players for this season. However, we've had to sort of try and bring in more loanees because we want to try and stay in the Premier League. We don't want to try and get relegated in our first season. So welcome to the first match of today's video in the Premier League. We face Manchester United at Old Trafford, the Theatre of Dreams. After 4 full seasons with Salford City, we managed to gain automatic promotion to the Premier League. And now we face Manchester United. After 4 full seasons, let's have a look at their squad. Rashford, Ali, Pavon, James Rodriguez. Fred Casemiro in the midfield. David De Gea still in goal. Wan-Bissaka 86 rated. Rugani, Lucas Hernandez in the centre-back role. Marcelo as left-back. Fred and Casemiro, the two Brazilian defensive midfielders here. Let's get stuck into Manchester United, our biggest rivalry. Pavon, Casemiro, and we're getting run off the pitch here by United. We want to try and make top 4. We don't want to get relegated there. Sergio Romero, against his former side, has conceded an absolute howler there to the former Galactico Real Madrid player. Casemiro to make it 1-0 at Old Trafford, the Theatre of Dreams. United are playing a 4-2-3-1. Rashford leading the line with Dele Alli just behind. Casemiro, the new number 7. It's interesting they've given the number 7 to a defensive midfielder now. Pavon on the break, trying to find Marcus Rashford. Gabba, the Egyptian free agent, still getting burned at the back post. But Marcus Rashford makes it 2-0 on the opening day of the season against Manchester United. We go 2-1 down. Salford City, will their Premier League life not be very long? Willock trying to find Torre. Back to Harrison there. Greenwood against his former side. Finds Willock. Willock on the break. It's Willock, the former Arsenal central midfielder, to make it 2-1 at the Stretford end. Willock breaks away just before the 38th there. And can we get some sort of dignity and points against Manchester United, our rivals? Salford City managed to smash a 90-rated David De Gea's clean sheet. On the break, Rugani can't quite cover Willock's first goal of the season. Fantastic. A good header there in the second half now. Gabba loses possession to Pavon. Rashford beats one. He beats two. At Sandler, the Manchester City former player. He mistimes his tackle, but Gardner manages to gobble it up and recycle possession only as far as Ali. Dele Alli continues to go forward. It's 3-1. Sergio Romero can't save that one as well. Dele Alli makes it 3-1 just before the 75th there. Dele Alli has probably put this game down and out. And that's it. The full-time whistle is blown. Unfortunately, we did lose our first match of the season against Manchester United 3-1. Okay, guys, welcome to the second match of the season. We face Manchester City at Moor Lane. You'd think they'd sort of upgrade the stadium with all this automatic promotion, or we'd move on. So let's see, after 4 full seasons, how Manchester City lines up. And they've got some surprises. Pogba, Busquets, Son and Zaha. Man, oh man, they've gone and splashed the cash. Benitez in goal. Pedro is the right back. Laporte, Rudiger, Junior, Rodri, Busquets, and Pogba. That's controversial. Silva, Heung-min Son leading the line, and Wilfried Zaha on the left-hand side. To start things off, we have kickoff underway. Zaha on the right for Man City. Cuts back, trying to put it in. We're playing on a small, narrow pitch, so we do have that advantage. We're not playing on a bigger pitch like the Etihad or Old Trafford, of course. So we can keep it narrow, and hopefully we can pick up some points here today against Manchester City. But Paul Pogba for Manchester City. Paul Pogba's a citizen now. How crazy is that? Finds Bernardo Silva just before the 16th minute here, and we go 2-1 down to a good Bernardo Silva goal. Bouncing away, Manchester City managed to hold and recycle possession. Bernardo Silva scores his 8th goal of the league campaign. Gardner there finds Chieth Chong, trying to somehow struggle back some sort of dignity for this match, but somehow Manchester City have opened up here, and it's the former Red Devil himself, Chieth Chong, to make it 1-1 just before the 22nd minute here, and everything is to play for against Manchester City. Turns the camera to the fans. They can't even load the pixeled mountain in the background there. Down at Moor Lane, we managed to make it 1-1. The Lions are back. Chieth Chong scoring his 7th goal of the season, the number 7. And just as all hope is lost, Greenwood finds Chong at the back post. Chong goes for the second. Gardner wins the header. Greenwood, it's a sloppy ping-ponging goal just before the 94th. It's snatch and grab in the dying embers of the match. We've managed to run through the Manchester City defence there. It's a good ball, but not a very good clearance. Mason Greenwood makes it 2-1 against Manchester City there, and we have capitulated Pep Guardiola's side. A 3-1 loss to United, but we've picked up a lot of good wins this season at home, and Greenwood seals the victory. 2-1 for Salford City. Okay guys, welcome to the end of Season 4. After one full season playing in the Premier League, we have managed to, by the smallest of margins, snatch top 4. Everton won by a point over Manchester City. Liverpool 3rd. Spurs in 5th. I'm in 4th respectively. Arsenal finished in 7th. Chelsea finished in 8th. Guys, I'm officially delighted to announce that we will have Champions League football this season. Unfortunately, we didn't go on a very good EFL Cup, Caribou Cup run, nor the FA Cup. Mo Salah was the top goal scorer, but Tieth Chong in the Premier League scored a whopping 17 goals. How crazy is that? United won the FA Cup. Manchester City won the Caribou Cup over Everton. However, we have made top 4 this season, and we will be having Champions League football next year. Manchester City did win, of course, the Champions League. So in Season 5, we have our first real chance to go for our first piece of major silverware. I would have loved a cup run, but it just doesn't look likely, unfortunately. Greenwood 79 rated now, Willock's 79, Harrison 78, Chong 78 as well, Gavin, my Irish goalkeeper, 76 rated now, Sandler, Kanga as well, Sergio Romero, Gardner is still at the club along with Adrian, and we'll try and get some additional loanees. After one full season, Tieth Chong has been the absolute MVP this series, nearly scoring 100 goals within 4 seasons. 20 goals this season, 10 assists. Willock popped up as well quite well, but Greenwood unfortunately had an underwhelming season in the Premier League, being outshone by the loanee Arp. So guys, welcome to Season 5, the last season of my Salford City career mode. We have £50 million in the bank thanks to the TV money, and I am going to try and throw all my eggs into the UEFA Champions League basket, because after one full season, we just weren't consistent enough. We did manage to narrowly lose the Premier League by, 7 points? So we need to bring in some more players. We brought in 2 fullbacks, left and right, Williams and Liard. We've also brought in Sean Longstaff for £20 million. And we've also brought in Ethan Ampadu, the Welsh centre-back as well. Bowden, Torre, Bola are coming in on loan, along with a Borussia Dortmund Brazilian centre-back, Lucas Pompbal. Teller there, Lamptey is coming in as well, Tanner as well, just trying to bring in as many loanees as well, just to drag us over the line, because we still don't have the financial capacity as some of the big clubs. We want to try and bring in some impact players for the starting 11, but we want to try and rotate where we can. Memphis Depay has left Real Madrid for £75 million in Season 5 for Manchester City. Regani's left United to join Spurs for £40 million. And this is what the starting 11 will roughly look like. Greenwood 79 rated, Kanga on the left, Chong on the right, Sean Longstaff in the attacking midfield, Willock, Gardner, Williams and Liard, our 2 fullbacks now, 74 and 73 rated respectively. They've got huge potentials. Sandler unfortunately picked up an injury, but here is our group. We've been drawn against Real Madrid, Leipzig and Dynamo Kiev in Group D of the UEFA Champions League. Okay guys, welcome back to Season 5. After our second full season in the Premier League, Season 5, we've made it all the way to the UEFA Champions League final. Like I said, I threw all my eggs into the Champions League basket, and we've been drawn against Manchester City. However, our league form was thrown out the window. We managed to beat Inter there, very fortunately, on away goals in the semi-finals there. Manchester City beat Lyon. We managed to beat 2-1 over Dortmund in the quarters, and we also managed to beat Valencia 3-2. So we did concede heavily, and we managed to finish in second of our group. However, like I said, my league form has been thrown out. I was throwing everything into the Champions League basket. We didn't finish 10th. We finished 11, only getting 46 points this season. So it's a huge drop-off for me. Fulham, Sheffield, Burnley getting relegated. But Everton, they must have an amazing side because they have won 2 Premier Leagues back-to-back, and they've also gone and won the FA Cup as well, which is just nuts. So we've made it all the way to the final against last year's champions, Manchester City. Now, interestingly enough, throughout this career series, we're in Season 5 now with Salford City. We've actually beaten Manchester City a fair few times along the road. Unfortunately, the man who has dragged us here after 5 seasons is out with an injury. However, we're going to bring on Teller because he has 90 pace, basically. So hopefully we can push past and blitzkrieg the defence. Greenwood, Kanga, Teller leading the line. Staff, Willock, Gardner in the midfield. Williams, Liard, Ampadu in the defence as well, along with Sandler. Let's get stuck into make or break for this series. I wanted to try and get an FA Cup, maybe a Caribou Cup under our belt, but we're going to be facing Manchester City in the UEFA Champions League final. This is make or break. If we win the Champions League, we will gain automatic promotion next year and qualification for the Champions League. But let's see, after 5 full seasons, who Pep Guardiola still has in his starting 11. He does have the likes of Pogba, Heung-min Son, and Zaha on the books for the citizens. We're going away to Germany. The Germanic Stadium is hosting the 2 English sides. Kanga, I know, it's funny as I'm Australian that Kanga has been amazing this season. The shots blocked there just before the 9th. A good ball on the way from Greenwood. Kanga gets the bouncing ball. Edison bombs it out for the back. Liard wins the header there, only as far as Sean Longstaff. I would have loved to sign Matty as well, but unfortunately we didn't have the finances. Greenwood slips through Sean. It's Sean Longstaff to score the first goal of the UEFA Champions League final for the fixture against Manchester City. And would you believe it, Salford City 1-0 up just before the 12th there. It's a sensational strike. A stick of dynamite for Sean Longstaff, signing for £20 million from Newcastle. Scored 6 goals in the Champions League this season. Pogba trying to find Silva. Bernardo over the top, but Williams, the former Red Devil, intercepts. Gavin's going to bomb this one out here now. Willock, Kanga tracking back against Bernardo Silva. João Cancelo finds Rodri. Silva back to Paul Pogba, the former Red Devil, looking to put Salford City out of their misery. The traitor brings it into Kai Havertz. It's still 1 goal apiece for Salford, but Song manages to retain and cycle possession. Rodri looking for Kai Havertz back in Germany. The former Bayer Leverkusen man loves playing against, playing in the Schalke stadium rather. Kai Havertz breaking away. Raheem Sterling with 2 amazing pieces of skill moves there have just burnt my lackluster defense just before the 31st there. Raheem Sterling brings it back for Manchester City. Will it have to go to penalties for the 2 sides? Salford City concede in the first half in the UEFA Champions League final. No! Teller at the other end is burning the Manchester City defence with his rapid pace. James Gardner to Willock. Back to Kanga. Kanga looking for support there. Kanga inside. Still holding the ball, Gardner. Sean Longstaff takes a touch, holds the man close, pushes off him explosively. Kind of like a Harry Kane goal, that is. 2-1 there. And Salford City might just, with an inch of hope, win the UEFA Champions League final this time around. A good turning goal there against Edison. Sean Longstaff. Who would have thought? Who would have thunk it that he's going to drag us to a UEFA Champions League win? Greenwood massively gets done there by the Manchester City defence, trying to turn his man Sterling on the overlap to Lottie. Lottie continuing to push forward there. Liard trying to recover. Ampu can't quite. Kai Havertz sends an absolute cracker outside the edge of the area there. That's an absolute blinder, and I've got to say that's a magnificent goal there by Kai Havertz on the volley. The clearance wasn't good enough, and there's no way in hell Gavin Baz is going to save that one there on the volley. Sadler trying to throw his body into it. It is currently 2-2 against Manchester City, last year's Champions League winners. 2-2. Kai Havertz scores his 4th goal. Kai Havertz has now come off. Kanga in the 90th minute here. Williams, we're in Fergie time, boys. Kanga to James Gardner. Greenwood turns his man. It's Mason Greenwood to save the series in the 90th minute there with 2 minutes of extra time remaining. Given the captain's armband from T.Th. Chong, Salford City in the 90th minute. I don't believe it. My heart was racing in this match. Mason Greenwood to define this 5-season series with a goal there to launch Salford City without a shadow of a doubt in the dying embers to win the UEFA Champions League final. Mason Greenwood has put Fraudiola out of his misery. Mason Greenwood scoring his 3rd goal of the Champions League campaign. Come on, you Lions. And that's it. The full-time whistle has blown. We've managed to beat Manchester City here today 3-2. And that's it. Salford City are up on the Champions League, the UEFA Champions League podium, lifting the trophy there. After 5 seasons, Salford City are now the UEFA Champions League winners. Just want to thank each and every one of you who have watched all the way through this video. I really do appreciate it. It was a long one, 50 minutes or so we plan to go for today. So leave the video a like, subscribe if you're new around here to sort of gauge viewer retention to be in the secret Simpzy club. Put in the comment section down below, Simpzy likes turtles. I like doing that. It really confuses the other subscribers, so you know you're in the secret club. It's a good way to gauge sort of viewer retention for me. So put in Simpzy likes turtles if you want to fuck with the other subscribers. But after one full season, Sean Longstaff is 83 rated, Willock's 83, Greenwood's 82. Unfortunately, Chong, I'm gutted that Chong picked up an injury. But hey, that's FIFA for you. Sometimes you get the bullshit RNG. Williams there going up. Kanga as well. But man, oh man. So there is a bit of a blueprint of this rebuild if you want to try and do this challenge for yourself. Sean Longstaff has been an amazing signing for me. 23 goals this season, 11 assists. Willock with 14 and 7. Chong with 13 and 12. Greenwood has had a bit of a rough series, but he managed to come up clutch there in the 3-2 victory. I thought it was going to go to penalties, but it didn't in the end. So here is my managerial reign after 282 matches played. We have 148 wins. My biggest win was against Northampton Town. We have 1 league title and 1 continental cup. And here are some of the job offers here after 5 seasons. We could go and join Arsenal, Chelsea, Everton, Liverpool. We could continue on with this save because I am a hot prospect in the managerial realm, or maybe I can sort of rebuild. Someone else, let me know in the comments. Other sides you want me to rebuild, still going to be continuing on with my Manchester United, Real Madrid and other career modes on the channel. Unfortunately, guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you're not enjoying the series, feel free to leave a dislike. Check out my social media links if you want to stay connected with me. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all in the description below. Highly recommend Twitter. Every single time I post a video, a tweet goes out. It's much more reliable than the YouTube sub box these days. To get all the notifications for the channel, you have to click subscribe, of course, and the bell to join the notification squad. I do enjoy reading those comments. If you guys want to get yourself some cheap and reliable games, maybe some PSN and Xbox codes to buy packs for Ultimate Team, or maybe just some games, I really recommend checking out my affiliation link, G2A. There's some really good prices, so even just looking around, to be honest. Anyway, the Patreon Steam group there as well. Come and join the community on Steam. My name has been Simpzy. Stay tuned for more videos on the channel. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Goodbye. Mahrez whips it into the box. Royce! That is just ridiculous. With the layup, Marco Royce